Hi, I'm Van Phillips, European Tour winner and PGA coach, and I'm here at the Constance Belmer Plage Resort where I actually won the Mauritius Open back in 2006. And in that last round I was paired with Ryder Cup star Philip Price and double European Tour winner Christian Savard from France, and I was incredibly nervous. Now you might find that unusual to hear that top players get nervous, but we do, and that's why we have to learn how to cope with those nerves and channel them into a positive result. And that's why I want you to head over to my website, because through experiences like I had in that final round, where I actually had a terrible front nine by the way, and came back in 7 under on the back nine to win by 1 stroke. So we all find ourselves in situations like that where things are not going well, or it's a big round and we're nervous. And if we don't know how to cope with it, the whole game will turn into a disaster. And that's what my site, how it separates itself from other sites, in that I really have been there. I've played at the highest level. I know what it's like to be anxious over shots when it's your living, when quite literally your living depends on it. So this is vital information. It's not all about just swinging a golf club and getting technical advice. You really have to learn how to cope with pressure if you're going to be able to play with a card in your hand. And that's what golf's all about. You want to play well in the monthly medal, just the same as I wanted to win tournaments. The same pressure, different situations, but you feel just as nervous as those top pros. So head over there, because there's real secrets on there from real life situations that are going to help you to be a better player. So in today's lesson, I want to talk about distance control with the irons, and let's get stuck in. Okay, so distance control with the irons then. Now obviously when we play, we don't always have a yardage that enables us to just pull a club, make a full swing, and hey presto, the ball lands at the perfect distance. So we have to be able to have a little bit of an armory of shots, okay? At least 2 shots with every iron in your bag. You need 2 distances. You need to be able to hit a full shot, but you also need to be able to dial it back a little bit and take 6 or 7 yards away from your full distance. Because we often find ourselves in situations where we're in between clubs. It's not a full 8 iron, it's not a full 7 iron. We need to ease off on that 7 iron or ease off on that 8 iron. How do we do it? So the first thing I'd like you to consider is shortening the length of the lever, okay? Shortening the length of the golf club. So a really simple way we can control club head speed is by bringing that shaft down, making the shaft smaller, okay? So quite simply, I'd like you to take the lead hand, for me it's the left as a right-handed golfer, and just move it up the handle a good 1.5 to 2 inches. Okay, so I've got this one, yeah, around the 2-inch mark there. And you know, very often I've got ionic grips, and the first letter of the brand name there, if I get my lower hand thumb touching that first letter, I know that I've got a 2-inch gap at the bottom of my grip there. So you need to do some tests with you. Maybe you've got a different brand of grip. Move your hands down the grip, see where your lower thumb finds itself on the grip. Maybe it's opposite a letter like I have here on my grip, and that gives you a nice reference so that you're always having your hands the exact amount down the shaft that you want. Okay, if you've got your hands 1/2 inch down on one swing and 2 inches down on another swing, you're massively changing that lever length, and it's going to make you inconsistent. So make sure you get your hands always in the same spot like that. Now, once you've made the club shorter, however hard you swing now, you've still got a shorter lever, and you're going to take a little bit of yardage off. Maybe not the full 6 or 7 yards that we're looking for there, but that's stage number 1. Now, stage number 2, we've shortened the golf club lever. Now we have to shorten our actual leverage with our arms. So however long your full swing is, we've all got different lengths of swing, we've all got different amounts of mobility, and this is where it's a little bit subjective. You need to feel and experiment. You've got to experiment with this a little bit with your lead arm position. So for me, I never really get my lead arm particularly high. I'm quite immobile in my shoulder joints, and that's something that even through years of stretching, I've been not really able to make that much difference with. So I haven't got a long swing in the beginning, but still relative to my full swing, I've taught myself how to just dial that down a little bit. I feel basically like I'm swinging about 75, 80% of a full swing. So a little bit subjective here, but I'm not going to tell you to swing till your left arm gets parallel with the ground, because that might be your full swing. Maybe you can't swing any further than that. So if I tell you to swing to there, that's not a 3/4 swing for you. You might need to swing slightly below parallel. So based on your mobility, I want you to experiment with making a full swing, but have awareness. Awareness is so important in golf. If we have no awareness, we have no reference points. So make 5 or 10 full swings where you really are thinking, yeah, do you know what? I can't turn anymore. I can't feel my arms get any higher. And really put your awareness there. How high do my arms feel? How exerted does that feel? How much turn do I feel I'm making? When you've got a nice awareness of that, dial it down. Dial it down to about 75%. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit one shot here, full out. So I'm going to give you an idea of what my full swing. This is a 6-iron. Then I'm going to dial it down. I'm going to go down the grip 2 inches. I'm going to shorten the length of my backswing to what feels like about 75, 80% to me. And I know through practice and experience that that's going to knock about 6 to 8 yards off of my full yardage. And that's critical if I'm going to land my ball pin high as many times as I'd like to be able to. Okay, otherwise I'm going to always be really accepting mediocrity if I can only hit a full shot. So go ahead, watch these 2 swings. This is a full swing. Go ahead now, 2 inches down the grip. Got my thumb on my little eye of the ionic, so I know I'm in the right spot. And I'm also going to just try and feel that I make a slightly shorter backswing now. And you'll feel it when you do it. You'll feel, yeah, wow, when I've gone down the grip and you consciously make that shorter move, you'll be very aware of the reduced amount of club head speed that you're able to generate. And club head speed will equal ball speed, and it will equal distance. So the lower that club speed becomes, the shorter the distance you're going to hit the ball. Really simple tips, but they work. But you've got to practice them. You've got to go to the range, create awareness of what your full swing feels like, then go down the grip, and then subjectively practice making 75 to 80% swing lengths. Also, you must actually physically work out how far your irons go if any of this is going to help you. So please try to work out how far your irons go. Any opportunity you get, if you're playing golf and you really hit one sweetly out of the middle of the club, pace it off. Or if you have a laser, use your laser. Keep constant records of how far your irons go. That's going to make you a much more professional player.